Welcome back to Radio Counseling. Magical thinking. It's not particularly hard to figure out because all of us do it. Now, magical thinking is not this. It also isn't. It's a process where you take a jump from one situation into a conclusion without taking into account the steps that are all actually necessary in between. And in kids, this can be cute. Like, Mommy, Daddy, I'm going to be an astronaut. They don't know any better. They don't understand what it's going to take to be a pilot. Probably military these days, or maybe super rich. But they don't know also that it'll mean that they'll spend more time on the ground, channeling their flight desires into, paperwork and math, well before they ever are allowed in a plane. Frankly, it's a kid. Let them have it. Parents, your job is to show them how to work out the steps to get there. And who knows? Some of those astronauts were actually kids once. But it gets really weird when you see adults doing it. I encountered a woman in a wheelchair downtown once. She saw me getting off my motorcycle and struck up a conversation with me, as people will do. She told me about how her friend also rides motorcycles. That's fine. And is going to show her how to ride one. Again, it's a woman in a wheelchair. Unless she's going to make that transfer at speed, the only possible experience riding she would get would be no, I am not being ableist. Maybe I misread the situation, and her skill in piloting an electric wheelchair translates in a one-on-one. But she's not borrowing my ride. A little more simply, magical thinking allows people to ignore reality. At its core, it's not taking responsibility for the work necessary to make a goal happen. The best leaders have the same goals as everybody else, but acknowledge and accept the work necessary to put those goals into reality, including the difficulties in between. Magical thinking is lazy, sloppy, or avoidant of the work necessary to achieve a goal. Class, if you would like to rile somebody up, ask them these questions when you feel like that might be happening. What and how? How will we get there? How will that process look? What will we need to accomplish those goals? And finally, this is how you will see magical thinking in action. Someone will give vague or hazy answers to otherwise specific questions. These days, they'll often refer to concepts that will magically allow the work to happen. Things like, AI will handle that, or our engineering department will have a solution. In finances, it might look something like, I'll have the money somehow next month. In relationships, it'll often make assumptions. Things like, Terry will totally be ready for his piano recital in a week, when you know he hasn't practiced. Or more simply, nah, she won't mind.